Our today's topic is on the subject which is a burning issue in the industry right now, and I have felt it, I have experienced it at many a times, and most probably we all, including you, every one of you, must have faced this or maybe seeing this concern across the industry right now. The target-driven industry, where targets are maintained but humans are left behind. The mentorship is a phenomena which is somewhere sleeping or not catching up with the industry growth at large. And in turn, the industry will suffer in long run because of this. The mentorship is very simple. What you watch, what you see others doing, you try to follow, you try to analyze. And they come and teach you also that, no, do it this way, do it like this. It may not be a part of your curriculum, or it may not be a part of your day-to-day activities and tasks assigned to you, but it is something more than that. It involves experience added to it. It involves the approach, the emotions. So, mentorship is a big cooked dish which is slowly getting out of the industry. And industry will better realize at the earliest to get into the format of mentorship in place of routine training and career development programs. You know that a child can walk, correct? But he walks when he sees walking others. He gets that aspiration to walk. So mentorship is that medicine which creates that aspirations into an individual to grow, to walk on own feet, to run on own feet. And that's why mentorship is a mandatory and essential component of our industry. And it is everywhere. In the education system also mentorship is required. In industry, more required. Because you don't have a designated professors in the industry. So with this, we have a quorum on board, and we'll start our session. We'll run through the sessions very slowly, and we'll get the feel of this. The heart of crisis. There are market research available on this. And what is that market research? The engagement gaps reports employees' engagement at 1 year low. Engagements are reducing. Engagement means, I'm not talking of work engagements, I'm talking of learning engagements. Because when you are getting into a mentorship curriculum, you have a mentor. So your engagements with the work increases. Because you have been taught the way to be dedicated towards your task. Fortune 500 companies, 98% of Fortune 500 companies have formal programs. Again, I'm telling you, career development programs. But only 26% are effective. And by the way, these are, if you go to Gemini and you tell them that, provide me a statistics. Okay, so these are the statistics which I got from Gemini to speak up what is the statistical analysis of mentorship available, or what is the career development statistics. So the point here is, the takeaway from this slide is that the engagements are reducing. The effectiveness of the program is not that great. You put 100% and you get only 26% effectiveness of that program. Standard modules, career development programs, trainings, I'm talking of that, not the mentorship. Because we are lagging a lot in mentorship in the industry, a lot. We are trying to replace mentorship with the career development and training programs. So we'll see how we get into that business. More programs, less mentorship. So, soul. When a mentor teaches you something, he tries to give you more than what you need. If you're asking only one question, he'll give you a response for 4 or 5 more questions. And he will say, look, you asked me this thing, but I know if I reply to you, this will satisfy your work right now, it will satisfy your desire right now. But no, I want to give you the global picture. Because this event, this problem which you're trying to discuss with me, it has 3-4 upstream connected things and 3-4 downstream connected things. So you should know the complete picture. Because every step you should not come back to me, so I'm giving you upfront. So the soul is replaced by check boxes. Okay, I did this, and automated emails. Thank you. You attended, you participated in this email, in this training programs and all. So the declining of meaningful mentorship is a crisis. Point to take away from this slide. By the way, let's go back to little ancient roots and all of this, how the mentorship started. So there was a Greece king, Odyssey. So he went for a long war, okay? And then his son was Telemachus. So he put a mentor, a person called mentor name, to teach him in his absence. So this is how the mentor word started. He was his personal coach. That is an ancient root. And if you come to medieval Europe or medieval era or across the world, if you say, you could see that the craftsmen who are making they are making shoes, they are making some small food items, they are making the steels. You can see in the picture right now, correct? They are craftsmen. They are weaving the clothes, correct? So these were the mentors for the society, and they were trying that if you want to start the legacy of that business in the industry, the public used to watch them and they used to start that startup. So this was a display of mentorship without telling it. Craft system, learned by generations. They say the son of shoe cobbler not to be taught how to do a shoe cobbling business. A son of a blacksmith did not to be taught how the blacksmith works, how to play with iron. Similarly, in the industrial titans like J.P. Morgan, they are considered to be the man of finance, and Cargill, he is considered the man of steel in USA history, early 90s or 1800, late 1800 centuries and early 1900 centuries, previous century. So they had the personal, there is a French word called protégé. They call it protégé in French, but in English they will say protégé, Protege. So they used to have a personal protector. He's nothing but, he's a personal coach. Remember that in our childhood in India and in other countries also, you guys must have seen this. We used to have some personal tutor. He will come at home, he will try to teach us. So he's a protector. He's a protector. He is a teacher. He's a guide to us. And this was thought over, it was required to build a human with a soul, to understand the business from empathy perspectives. Training versus mentorship. I'm running through very simple slides so you can get a very immediate objectives from that. The training can teach you, the slide is self-explanatory. The training can teach you how to operate the hammer, okay? But mentorship will teach you a big picture, that why, when, whose houses you are building. The purpose of it. So the wisdom is added, curiosity is added, questions are added. It's not robotics. From there, you will get an idea what kind of things you are making about it. So mentorship is giving the holistic view of the subject, not the question-based answers. And why I'm focusing specifically on training versus mentorship, because in the current industry practices, trainings are considered to be like a kind of replacement to mentorship. I will not say that they are intended to do that, but they are putting up the training programs. training programs away from your workplaces are not that great effective, because you keep struggling in connecting what you learned in the training and what you do in your offices, what you do in your industry. So mentorship makes a sense to understand the subject in detail. Again, I'm repeating. Then I'm in an industry, I'm interacting with many persons, and I will keep giving some examples, personal examples, so that you can understand it better way. So if I compare simple training versus mentorship, focus of training is specific skill, tools, hard skills. But mentorship will teach you the wisdom, the behavior, and the rope. When I'm using the ropes word, means connecting the processes, why I'm doing this, what is the benefit out of it, what else I can do. So because of this, when the wisdom is added, you know the connectivity rope, it has a long-term impact. And at the same time, it's not one direction training program. Just at the end of the training program, you interact, and that's why I always say participate, be vocal, express yourself, give your suggestions, give your ideas. Why I keep telling all these things? Because it is from the mentorship perspectives. Mentorship is reciprocal. It's a dialogues, challenges, questions, debates, analysis, argument, agreement, disagreement. But objective is very clear: to do the task or activities from the global perspective with completeness. And what is an outcome of training versus mentorship? You will be proficient. You will be very perfect in one particular software. There's no doubt about it. But in mentorship, there's a transformation happens in your personality. You try to coach others, and you become more mature, because now you know the plus and minuses on the subjects. You know all the connectivities in upstream and downstream. You know how the business is run now. Not an activity, not a unit, not a single task, not a single process. So that's why the mentorship plays an important role. And okay, now why it is dying? Why the mentorship is drying out from the industry? So, by the way, these are just some reasons I'm putting up here to the best of my knowledge, but you may have more in your baskets. Say, for example, first is one size fit all trap. Make a CV, bring a person, check him. So it's all algorithmic checks. But whether he'll fit to your chemistry of the company or not. That's why there are many premium institutions, many premium industries, when they try to hire a person, they try to do a multiple rounds of interviews just to see whether this man's chemistry fits with our industry chemistry or not, with our organization chemistry or not. Time poverty, yes, that's a big challenge. Managers whose job is to manage the business, but their one core activity is to mentor the upcoming resources to take away or to take this company to next 20 years and 30 years. That is one of the most important requirement of the, is a requirement of managers. It is unwritten responsibility. It's a written and unwritten both. So they are able to spend less time on the mentorship. And there is a Deloitte research also I'm just highlighting, which I received at Gemini. You can see that only 13% time. And of course, the proximity bias, this work from home culture, remote working culture. If you meet with your colleague, or if you meet with your boss, or if you meet some other seniors at the coffee machine, you can just maybe just discuss the point. But when you work in the proximity, you work by the Zoom meeting timings, you work with the MS Teams timings, correct? You're not getting that luxury or that easy hours to discuss the problems, to look from the different perspectives. So there are things which are happening and which must be looked into the point of the reasons for evaporating the mentorship culture. The remote work friction is not only about what I said right just now. Coffee station effects, as I said, it's evaporated. Visibility issues. As I said, sometimes there are many things which need not to be spoken. And I'm using a word here on the screen. You can see tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is knowledge which is unwritten rules. There are something which I'm doing it, which something there are you doing it. When I see you doing that, which is not written somewhere, but you are doing it, and I follow you, and it gives to convert to a good results. But if we are not visible together, we are not working together, how you will monitor what I do on my computers, how you are aware? So that's why, this remote work friction converts to question and answer only, not the transformation, just a question answers. Because you are constant with the time phenomena. You have a limited time fraction, correct? Future challenges in the AI era. The artificial mentor navigating on human tech frontier. Guys, look. You have the AI on card, okay, which will further challenge the human mentorship program. So, from AI, you may get, as AI grow, you may get some correct advices, statistical advices. But the context in which those results have been arrived, what mathematical model AI has done it, what emotional resilience has been put in there, what is the office politics has been understood there, okay? Guys, all these aspects will be missing in that. So, the contextual wisdom will be a more missing thread in the case of AI era. The digital divide. Data says this. Over-reliance on AI. Where is your experiences? Where is the real-time context? So all these things will make your result-oriented approaches, will make the mentorship program more challenging. Hallucinated guidance. AI lacks empathy, cannot feel burnout or hesitation. There are something which you are hesitant to ask, and your calibers are burning out. How an AI could be a friend like mentor? A mentor is a human when I'm saying that. But again, you need a guidance. You'll get some advices, statistical advices, mathematical model advices. But all these factors will be missed out. And the most important point is the empathy factor, the emotional EQ quotient, emotional quotient. All this appetite will miss the playground. And because of that, in the AI era, we are going to have more further challenges towards the mentorship. The ethical and psychological concerns. See, I'm raising all these points to make you feel that the day you join the company, and if you don't have the mentors, if you don't have the proper guides around you, in some time you will feel lost. And then you will be only a result-oriented fellow, just giving the result, that's all. You may fail, you may pass. If you fail, you do not know what are the reasons behind it, why you failed. If you pass, if you succeed, you do not know all the reasons of your success. So there are ethical and psychological concerns are there. And what are that? Erosion of trust. When mentorship becomes a data point for HR, mentees stop being vulnerable. Just a data point. where is where is the trust? And if say on the piece of paper you write you do not like this kind of services, correct? So it's difficult to, sometimes you may be hesitate to write that, because if you write that they will ask you the 10 questions against that. But if you have a mentor, you getting my point, you can vocally speak to him, sir, I have a problem at this point, I'm not getting a support here. You getting my point? So that's why the most important point here is the erosion of trust will happen in the absence of a mentor. Institutional memory loss, as a senior leader retires without deep mentorship ties, why behind company values disappears. As I said, a blacksmith son need not to be taught how the iron to be molded, how the iron to be melted, how iron to be converted to a weapon or to an equipment or to an instrument. So if you do not have that mentorship program, a senior leaders, they will retire, and what they earned for 35 years, 40 years, that knowledge will go with them as a wisdom tool, and the company will get lost because of them. You know, in a couple of companies I have seen, at least I visited one company of them, so I don't want to take the name, but exactly in India, but I've seen that. The persons, when they retire after 60, so what they do, they tell them that we'll pay you some good honorarium, don't worry, but come to office, sit in the office, okay, enjoy your time, okay, here, but guide the teams with your expertise. So they are the hidden gems. They are the mentorship continuity. Mentorship used provide a sense of belonging. Its absence contribute to modern loneliness epidemic at work. Yes, yes. Computer is your guide, or maybe a testimony that if you have some problem, you can consult this, you can consult A, consult B. But where is that holistic approach to explain you the problem in details and tell you that no, redo this because this is a way it should have been done, but no problems, redo it again. If you say that, you may be vulnerable, your job may be at cost. So that's why the loneliness is going to build up, because you don't have a space to speak out. Safe space. A mentor provides a safe space to fail. Without this, the fear of making mistakes is a high pressure environmental in the innovations boundary. Let me share something. 2 examples I will quote from my personal experiences. When I joined my previous company, one of my senior officer, by the way, they were not designated mentor, but their approach was that culture was a mentorship culture. You know what he said? Nitin, do not be afraid of working on the systems. Our company is very rich, okay? And he said me in Hindi, I will translate in English also after that Nitin, अगर 5 करोड़ का भी कोई सामान खराब हो जाता है ना, तो चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And ये मैं बता रहा हूँ 1990. Guys, I'll speak in English now. In year 1990, when I joined my first company, 35 years before, one of my seniors, a good senior in the company, he was a range of around age of 50 around. What he said me, Nathan, even if it goes bad, 5 crore rupees in Indian rupees, which is equivalent to almost, I will say today, it's around maybe the 200,000 KD in Kuwaiti dinar. Okay, so Nathan, don't worry, company has a lot of money, do it. I'm talking this 35 years before, gentlemen. Believe me, I did not damage my company for one fills. I tried that best. But that gave me a confidence of ownership. Another experience, when I went to a lot of factory inspection tests, okay, I could see that the young generations are not having the mentors. And literally in 2 or 3 tests, I had to come with a note which I never wanted to do it, that let's redo it in the next site. I'm coming after 2 weeks to do that for the big system, factory acceptance test. I said, you don't have a seniors. He said, sir, he was there, but he left out. I said, how much experience you are having? Sir, 3 years. The point here is the mentorship keeps the workplace safe. Not Nitin, not you. It keeps that workplace safe. It has a holistic approach so that every candidate available there, whether it's a senior or a junior, I'm going to show you what is a reverse mentorship. It is not that always senior can coach, mentor the juniors. No, the junior can also be a mentor to the seniors. So a mentorship is a culture. So now we'll talk about some solutions on that. So the human first strategy, moving beyond softwares. Guys, when we are talking mentorship, keep this computer aside, by the way. Keep these programs aside, keep the gadgets aside. Talk first. Share the experiences. Chemistry matters. Human chemistry is very important. So that is what you should do. Then what you should do? Incentivize the mentor. Yes, actually, honestly speaking, I do not agree on this point that the transfer of knowledge is cannot be calculated in the financial term, if I say. Okay, so I don't agree with this point completely, but this is one of the strategy that mentorship should be incentivized also to retain this culture which is dying in the industry. So in that circumstances, I agree with this. Protected time, fix the timing. No, we have to do it. A talk to B, B talk to A, B talk to C. Guys, let's meet today, we need to discuss this topic in detail, okay? And it is not something curriculum kind of thing. You have something, let's sit together, let's discuss. So protect your time. Don't say that, no, I'm very busy right now, I have to deliver this. Relax, guys, relax. You have to deliver, I know this. But if you don't bring this culture in your company, you will keep repeating your mistakes, what you did. And then you will do, when you do one mistake, you try to cover that mistake by another mistakes. So preserve the time. Reverse mentorship, I just explained that right now. The senior leaders mentors by juniors. By the way, again, one more example quickly. From my early young age in my office premises, I got a posting at one place, and you know what, and I was not comfortable. I wanted to take a change. I want to go to some another assignment, okay, in the very beginning phase, okay, first 3 months. So I put an application for transfer. So you know why one of my senior who was supposed to sign that application for forwarding to HR, he called me early morning, okay, and he said, Nitin, I saw your things, but let's discuss this point, discuss it out, okay. And then he said, I just said, okay, tell me when should I come. He said, let's do one thing. I also need something from you. When you will explain me, I need help. I want to review some physics chapter because I'm getting this particular problem. So I want to, because I'm not in touch with physics for many years now. So I want you to give me that concept to me so that we can discuss that problem. I can understand that problem from your perspective and we can work on some solution. I said, no problem, sir. So then we had almost 7-8 sessions on that subject topic. Guys, look, he involved me in his business and he mentored me at the same time that when any issue comes, try to discuss 2-3 things together, combine them together so that we come to a conclusion, both parties are happy. And we should not be shy. By the way, my first mentors in the industry were my technicians who taught me how to hold the screwdriver correctly. And I say with pride. So the mentor could be anybody, okay? So if you are a boss, don't be shy in making your junior as your mentor. Use that mentorship, because mentorship is nothing but creating more wisdom within a human body, creating more wisdom. So make sure that we are not shy in even adopting the reverse mentorship. I am the boss, I know everything. Keep this aside. If I do not know something, I do not know something, and I'm happy to learn from anybody. That is a mentorship culture. It breaks down hierarchies and approachability concept. And see, when this kind of collaboration happens, automatically the teams, units, and the intern company get benefited out of it. Micro mentorship. Yeah, this is very important. There is nothing wrong in micromanaging the mentorship. Okay, let's discuss this point in detail, because let's discuss first globally, but let's sit on this particular topic. Let's understand its steps one by one. I will do it, then you see, then you tell me if I can improvise it, or if you are okay with that, we'll discuss that. Micro mentorship and mentorship circles. Discuss together, make a group just to discuss. Because we 4 persons can work, for example, on our individual task, but these tasks are part of one activity. So we need to discuss together this task, our individual task, and how to collaborate them to make one process or one activity. So be a mentor to each other. Group learning, mentorship, understanding the consequences. So that culture need to be done. Scaling with technology. Yes, I always say this. In the AI era, if somebody says that I will not use AI, so he'll be left behind, there's no doubt about it. But in the right way, when you are mentoring somebody, or you are a mentee or you are a mentor, in all cases, try to look at what the AI systems supports are required. Use that as a tool. Use that as a tool. Again, I'm repeating. Whatever benefits you want to take, whatever easy things you want to accelerate your mentorship, you want to reduce your timing, okay, you want to get something together early, try to use AI tools, use the softwares, use the AI platform to get your results. But then discuss that in a holistic way. Don't accept it what comes from the AI. No. So that's an idea. So the purpose of this slide to explain you that use AI in your mentorship program as a tool only. Let not AI become your mentor. What to do now? Immediately, for example, for the individual mentees, stop asking, will you be my mentor? No need. This I'm telling you, when tomorrow morning when you go to, I know in UAE it will be on holiday tomorrow, so Monday when you go to office, okay, and Canada and UK both, okay. Stop asking, will you be my mentor? No. Can I get your perspective? I'm telling you, this is a very, very right. I like this approach. Straight. Sir, can I, or dear, can I get your perspective on the specific challenges I'm facing? He said, okay, Nathan, let's come by 3 o'clock, we'll sit together. Class, done. Mentorship triggered. And second thing is, don't be shy in sharing your failures, by the way. I know, if I share my failure, they will complain about me, and then I may lose my job and all those things. Guys, I know that is a per se point perspective is there, but I believe and I practice, honestly speaking, guys, that if something happens not correctly, accept it immediately. This is my fault. Okay, let's move on now. How to correct it? So that's why keep sharing your success also. When you share your success also, deep analysis of your success. Similarly, share your failures, and let's do analysis also of that. Means every failure should not go to a root cause analysis process of the typical company processes. No, there are many root causes can be done on day-to-day basis. The idea is that to say here. This was about the previous slide was there on what to do immediately to start like this, correct? In addition to solution 1, 2, 3, which I gave on the previous slides, but a resilient culture, a self-sustainable culture need to be developed. So mentorship becomes a perk like a health insurance. What is the meaning of that? I want to join this company because this company has a mentorship culture. Whenever a new person joins this company, or whenever he joins at the middle management platform, so when he joins at the start level, he gets all the benefits, he gets all mentorship supports to go to the middle management. And when you join the middle management, that company, you get all the support, you get all the mentorship programs supporting you automatically within the company to grow to the next ladder, senior management ladder. So this is a forte of this company. This company mentors also. So this company believes in human growth. So that will be like, that ESG, sustainable organization. So in the sustainable organization, one point should be there that this company is a mentorship driven company also. And by the way, if you have a mentorship, I'm telling you, many solutions without the financial burden of the company you will get within your company only. You need not to hire a specialist even for that. So it has a very hidden diamonds within it, hidden jewels in that. That company get the solutions without paying extra money and immediately. Shift from succession planning to succession cultivation. Yes, there's no succession planning word. Yes, this phrase is very good. Okay, let's do a succession planning. Nitin is going out, who will be after that? No. We create succession. The day Nitin goes out, the company will not feel that absence because we had the culture of success cultivation. We already created 3-4 Nitins or something extra. Create that cultivation culture. And the organizations become the learning systems. There are no one-man show concept. Anybody could be approachable for any knowledge. If I know you that you are a specialist in finance in this sector, I'll come to you, irrespective of who is your boss, nothing. So we are in a free domain where the mentorship flows. Mentorship is what? When I have assigned some task, I have some finance input is required, I can come to it, I can ask you, dear, help me out on this case. Suggest me. Mentorship, you're doing my mentorship and we are moving on that. So that's why this kind of fabric. And by the way, there are companies, that when we studied the organization management, we studied this chapter that there are companies who are working on the matrix system, and there is one more name which I'm not remembering exactly right now. So that organization fabric allows the knowledge to flow from one division to another division without not putting the typical boss cycle and everything. It is just knowledge is flowing as required by any essential component required in the organization. And this is about the mentorship ecosystem maps are there. How the individuals can go up to this. You can study this in the time. It's a web model actually. That how the peer-to-peer layers will be there, who will support what, when colleagues to colleagues peer review will be happen, how the feedback loops will be working on the mentorship, how the mentors will jump inside the things when they are aware about the subjects, how the mentees will jump into the system. So this is a platform where the mentorship ecosystem work together for the best benefit of the company. So the conclusion, the human legacy: information is cheap, wisdom is rare. See the word, information is cheap, wisdom is rare. In an AI era, the only thing that cannot be automated is human legacy of one person helping another find their way. That is a mentorship. Find one person to guide today, start the ripple. Okay, and the second one is another conclusion, because one conclusion was not sufficient. Mentorship is the connectivity tissue of the industry. Its erosion is not an HR problem. Okay, remember again, I'm telling you, it's a cultural issue. Don't tell if there is no mentorship, our HR is having problem. No, it is a cultural issue. If mentorship is not there, business sustainability, continuity may be under question, under crisis. So if I need to continue my business, we need to have the mentorship culture in the company. A culture without a mentorship is a culture without a future. If there is no mentorship, there is no future. So with this, we conclude our session for the day.